A spaceship drifts silently through the void of space. Its lights flicker. Its engines hum softly as if whispering a final breath. The world below has been waiting for its return. Years of silence, no transmissions, no distress signals. And now, here it is. Alone. Or at least it should be. This is the Odyssey One, a deep space vessel sent on a research mission beyond our solar system. 5 highly trained astronauts went aboard. None of them came back. No signs of struggle, no bodies, just an empty, lifeless ship. But something isn't right. The airlocks show signs of recent use. The ship's logs contain strange, corrupted messages. And the onboard security system? It detected movement moments before landing. If the crew is gone, then who or what came back? Today, we uncover the terrifying mystery of Odyssey One, the spaceship that returned without its crew, but with someone else aboard. 2 years ago, Odyssey One launched from Earth with a crew of 5. Their mission? To explore an uncharted region of deep space, farther than any manned mission before. The objective was simple: scan for habitable planets, collect cosmic data, and return home. Everything was going as planned, at least at first. For nearly a year, the crew sent back routine updates, status reports, research logs, even personal messages to their families. They documented celestial phenomena never seen before, recorded strange but harmless space anomalies, and joked about how they'd be famous when they got home. But then, something changed. The updates became less frequent. Reports stopped making sense. The last few transmissions were filled with static, distorted voices, and half-finished sentences. Then, silence. Mission Control tried everything. Emergency signals, override commands, direct calls to the crew. No response. Weeks turned into months. Months turned into years. With no signs of life, the world mourned the lost crew, assuming Odyssey One had succumbed to the unforgiving void of space. Until now. The ship wasn't expected. No distress call preceded its arrival. It simply appeared, as if it had been waiting for the right moment to come home. But something is wrong. The ship's outer hull bears no signs of damage, no micrometeorite impacts, no evidence of a catastrophic failure. The systems are still running, the oxygen levels perfectly normal. Everything seems preserved, frozen in time. Against all odds, the ship has returned. But its arrival raises more questions than answers. Why did it come back on its own? What happened during those silent years? And most disturbing of all, if the crew is missing, why does the ship's internal scanner detect an unknown presence inside? This is where the nightmare begins. The world watches in silence as Odyssey One makes its descent. The once lost spaceship drifts downward, its thrusters guiding it with eerie precision. No distress signals, no pilot communication, just an empty voice from the void. Ground crews prepare for the worst. Medical teams stand by, expecting injured survivors, or worse, bodies. Engineers brace for possible system failures, radiation leaks, or contamination. But as the ship touches down, nothing happens. No one steps out. No hatch opens. It just sits there, humming softly, waiting. A remote scan reveals something unsettling. The ship is fully operational. Every system, from navigation to life support, is functioning as if the mission never ended. The oxygen levels inside are stable. The food reserves? Barely touched. But where is the crew? Investigators send a drone inside first. The footage is broadcasted live to Mission Control. The corridors are silent, untouched. The seats in the cockpit are still fastened, as if waiting for their owners to return. Personal belongings are still in place. Photographs, notebooks, a coffee mug left half full. Everything frozen in time. Then, something shifts. The drone sensors pick up a motion alert, a single faint blip coming from deep inside the ship. No human life signs, no logical explanation. And yet, something is still moving aboard Odyssey One. The mission has changed. The goal is no longer to recover the crew. It's to find out what took their place. A team of specialists suits up. Their mission, board Odyssey One and uncover the truth. As they step inside, the air is wrong. It's not stale like a ship abandoned for years. It's fresh, circulating as if the crew had just left. The lights flicker, casting long shadows against the walls. Every step echoes. Every breath feels too loud. The command deck is exactly how the crew left it. Personal effects remain untouched. A wristwatch still ticks on the console. A half-written log blinks on a screen, its last entry simply reading, "Do not open the door." The investigators exchange uneasy glances. What door? They push deeper into the ship. The med bay, empty. The sleeping quarters, empty. The engine room, silent. Then, they find something disturbing. A suit, a standard-issue spacesuit neatly fastened to the wall. The name tag is missing, the visor cracked. But inside, it's not empty. Something is inside the suit. They move closer. The helmet shifts slightly. Something stirs. Then, a sound. Not a voice, not a scream, something else. A wet, gurgling noise, like something trying to breathe through water. One of the investigators reaches out. The visor snaps open. Nothing. No body, no face, just darkness. A hollow void where a person should be. The ship's logs are accessed. The final transmission is recovered. A voice, distorted, broken. It's the captain. He sounds wrong, frightened, desperate. "We are not alone. We opened it. We shouldn't have. It's inside now. It wears us." Silence. Then a whisper, so quiet it almost isn't there. "Don't trust it." The transmission ends. The screen flickers off, and behind them, a door creaks open. The team spins around. The door at the end of the corridor, the one that was sealed shut, is now open. Beyond it, the darkness is thick, unnatural. The ship's emergency lights flicker, casting momentary glimpses into the void beyond. Something moves inside, slow, deliberate, watching. A cold chill creeps through the investigators. They are not alone. Then, footsteps. Software wrong. They don't match the rhythm of human movement. One of the investigators raises a flashlight. The beam lands on a figure standing just inside the doorway. A human figure. A man in a crew uniform. His suit is pristine, untouched by time. His face is familiar. Too familiar. It's the captain. But he is wrong. His eyes are too dark, too deep. His lips pull into a twisted approximation of a smile. He does not blink. Then he speaks. His voice is calm, steady, too steady. "You shouldn't be here." The team's leader stammers. Captain? Where's the rest of the crew?" The thing wearing the captain tilts its head, then a slow, horrifying response. "They never left." The words hang in the air. The investigators step back. Their heart rates spike. One grips their communicator, ready to call for evacuation. But then, the captain moves. Not naturally, not humanly. His body shifts too fast, too fluid. Like a puppet on invisible strings. Behind him, others begin to emerge. Figures in crew uniforms, more of them. Their faces are the same, empty, smiling, unblinking. One of the investigators gasps, "That's not them! That's not them!" The ship suddenly groans. The walls seem to breathe. The emergency lights flash red, an alarm blaring. The captain, or what's left of him, takes a step forward. "You shouldn't have opened the door." The flashlight flickers. The last thing the camera records, a dozen hands reaching forward, smiling faces, and then darkness. The Odyssey One investigation was never completed. The last transmission from the team cut to static. When backup arrived, the ship was empty again. No signs of struggle, no bodies, no life. The airlocks were sealed. The logs were wiped. It was as if nothing had ever happened. But one final message remained, hidden deep in the ship's system. A single line of text repeating over and over. It wears us. What do you think happened aboard Odyssey One? Was something waiting for them in the void? Or did they bring it back? Let us know in the comments. And if you dare, subscribe for more mysteries.